Listen closely. There's a thief in your house and it wears your smile. It hides in kind gestures, nods at your opinions, pays your bills with certainty, then steals the best of you when you sleep. The paradox? That thief is here to save you. Because what you've been calling weakness was never a lack of strength. It was a lack of wholeness. Most of us treat our lives like we're tightening a mask. We polish, we perform. We ask the room who we're supposed to be. But the mask leaks, the eyes blur. Your real face presses forward from underneath like a sunrise you keep trying to push back below the horizon. You feel that pressure every time you're alone. The ache, the restlessness, the quiet question. What if nothing's wrong with me? What if something inside is simply waiting to be reunited with the rest? That's the war within. Not good versus evil. Not discipline versus chaos. It is forgetting versus remembering. Persona versus soul. A war that ends not by victory, but by reunion. Picture your inner life as a house. Sunlit rooms, a crowded kitchen where you laugh too loudly and apologize for it. A living room arranged for other people's comfort. A tidy hallway full of family portraits where you rehearse your good angles. And then a locked door. No one goes in there. You say, it's just a storage closet. But you know it's not. Open it. Breathe. There are boxes labeled anger, desire, talent, not yet, who I loved and couldn't say. There are instruments you never learned to play and shoes you never dared to wear. There's a sketch you made as a child of who you thought you'd be. Jung called this room the shadow, not because it's evil, but because it's unlit. The shadow is any part of you that didn't receive permission to exist. Here is the mistake we were taught, that being good means being small. That kindness means erasing angles. That love means becoming easy to carry. But wholeness is not a flat surface. Wholeness has edges. Wholeness can say no without apology and yes without asking permission. Wholeness laughs loud when laughter rises and rests deeply when it is time to be still. Wholeness is not a slogan. It is a house with every room open, windows raised, air moving through. You don't defeat the shadow. You invite it to speak. You say, I won't let you drive, but I will not keep you in the trunk. Then something miraculous happens. The locked door becomes a studio. The boxes become materials. Anger becomes boundary. Desire becomes direction. Sadness becomes depth. Humor returns with teeth, gentle, joyful, awake. The war inside quiets because the army you fought was your own. The persona is the mask you wear to meet the world. It is useful. We need it. It's the language of the marketplace and the handshake at the door. But a mask becomes deadly when you forget it is a mask. You start thinking your reflection is a person you have to keep alive. You worry, if I stop performing, will anyone stay? So you keep performing and everyone stays, for the mask, and you disappear. Here's the counterintuitive truth. The world is starving for the thing you keep hiding. The moment you stop asking the mirror for permission, you become the mirror for other people. You think you'll lose them. You won't. You'll lose the wrong ones and gain the ones who recognize you. Try this today. For one conversation, don't optimize yourself. Don't add sugar to your sentences. Say what you actually mean, but softly. Watch how the room rearranges itself around truth. It's like opening a window. People inhale. They lean forward. They tell the truth back. This is not rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's alignment. Persona aligned with soul feels like clean water. No residue, no aftertaste. It doesn't require applause. It leaves you clear. When you sleep, your mind becomes a theater, and the director is older than your name. Jung called this the collective unconscious, a deep ocean of symbols that keeps us connected to everything that has ever lived. You know it by the way a stranger's story can make you cry. You know it by the way a song you've never heard feels like you've returned home. Dreams aren't puzzles to solve. They are conversations to continue. The snake that shows up is not a warning or a curse. It is a movement, the shedding, the renewal. A flooded house is not a disaster. It is an overflow, emotion asking to be respected. The train you miss is not failure. It is timing, an invitation to stop sprinting towards someone else's destination. Tonight, when you wake at 3:07 with your heart full of a scene that dissolves as you sit up, don't chase it. Write one line, one image, a blue door, a woman with green gloves, a street lamp flickering like it knows me. Then close your eyes and whisper, I heard you. The dream will come back another way. In a conversation, in a book cover, in the way a child stares at a puddle like it's a galaxy. That's not magic. That's participation. Dreams are not trying to trick you. They are trying to recruit you. We think love is about finding someone who understands us. Often love begins by finding someone who misunderstands us in precisely the right way, someone who carries our missing colors and holds them up to the light. Jung called this projection. It's not an insult. It's how the heart begins. You meet a person and feel an impossible gravity, as if your future leaned forward and recognized itself. You think it's chemistry. Sometimes it is. Often it's the anima or animus, the inner feminine in a man, the inner masculine in a woman, reflecting back the unlived life within you. You aren't just falling in love with a person. You're falling in love with your own potential. Courage, tenderness, play, risk that you exiled to survive. This is why relationships can feel like sanctuaries and battlefields. They are both. A good partner mirrors your beauty and your blindness. A great partner keeps mirroring even when you glare. Love is not custody. It is collaboration with what is deepest in both of you. It is not about who wins. It is about who becomes. Here's the joy. Projection is not a trap when you know you're doing it. You can blush at your own intensity and still walk toward it. You can say, I am seeing parts of me in you. Some are beautiful. Some are frightening. Let's translate together. Then love becomes a school where neither of you is the principal and both of you are the curriculum. Growth is not an escalator. It's weather. Some mornings you wake as a lake, smooth, reflective. Other days your surface is full of wind and memory and unmade decisions. This is not failure. This is seasons. You will be tempted to fix yourself into a permanent summer. Don't. Jung's path isn't endless sprinting toward light. It is integration, the warm and the cold, the dawn and the midnight clear. When you honor the season you're in, it passes through you instead of sticking to you. Try an experiment. The next time the old voice returns, the one that calls you lazy when you are tired, cowardly when you are careful, selfish when you are honest, don't argue. Don't debate. Place one hand on your chest and reply, I hear you. You're not in charge. Then do one small good thing. Drink water. Send the message. Step outside. Stand where the light touches your face. That is integration on the most human scale. You are not a problem to fix. You are a pattern to awaken. Creativity is not hobbies and hashtags. Creativity is your soul asking to move matter. Paint if you must. Code if you must. Plant a garden that makes a stranger stop and breathe. Rename the file structure at your job so that chaos becomes choreography. Every act that turns the formless into the formed is an act of love. You don't need permission to begin. Waiting for genius is the most sophisticated procrastination we have. Begin like a child begins, with a mess, with curiosity, with music too loud and sleeves rolled up. If you keep showing up, the muse stops being a rumor and becomes a collaborator. You'll notice odd coincidences. The exact book you need will fall off a shelf. The exact sentence you've been trying to write will show up on a billboard. The exact person who can help will sit next to you on a train you accidentally boarded. Jung called this synchronicity, meaningful coincidence, not proof of destiny, but participation in it. Let your work surprise you. Let it change you. The goal is not to become famous. The goal is to become precise. Fame is a crowd's echo. Precision is the soul's applause. Sometimes you feel like you're living two lives, the one that has invoices and passwords and meetings about meetings, and the one that shows up in the shower with an idea that makes your scalp tingle. You wonder which is the real one. They both are. The second feeds the first with direction. The first protects the second with structure. Imagine standing on a bridge over a dark river. The water moves quietly, then flashes silver under the moon. That river is older than your habits, older than your family story, older than your doubt. It is the self, not your ego, not your resume, but the center that holds everything. Individuation is not about becoming special. It is about becoming whole, letting the river inside you connect to the ocean outside you. When you remember this, you stop clinging to the raft of other people's approval. You step onto the bank, barefoot, grinning. You know you can swim when the time comes. You've had glimpses. A conversation where you said exactly what you meant and nobody died. A morning where you didn't check your phone and the silence felt like a friend. A kiss that felt like a vow to protect the best in both of you. A decision that made you lighter even though it cost you approval. These are not random. These are coordinates. Map them. What were you doing? Who were you with? How were you breathing? Build the repeatable around them. Routines are not cages when they are designed by the self. They are instruments, tuned, ready, waiting for your hands. Your day can be a ritual, not because rituals are holy, but because you are. Coffee becomes devotion. Stretching becomes gratitude. The short walk after lunch becomes a treaty between your mind and your body. The moment you turn off the lamp becomes a promise to meet your dreams halfway. This is how wholeness enters a calendar. Jung spoke of symbols as living things. The lion is not just an animal, it's a posture. It's the way you enter a room when you've decided to stop apologizing for your presence. The child is not just innocence. It's the renewal that happens every time you pick curiosity over cynicism. Bring them together. The lion guards the child. The child softens the lion. Strength without play becomes cruelty. Play without strength becomes chaos. Together they become joy with a spine. Practice this. When you're tempted to posture, invite the child to speak. Ask a question you don't know the answer to. When you're tempted to collapse, invite the lion to stand. Lift your chin. Square your breath. Say the true sentence. Integration is choreography. 2 steps forward, 1 step listening. People imagine transformation as thunder. Most of the time, it's small, brave things repeated until the walls remember you. The text you send to reconcile. The boundary you keep when the old pattern calls you at midnight. The $5 you give to your past self by investing in the future one. The apology you deliver without packaging it in justifications. The way you choose water over another hour of scrolling. These are not minor. They are tectonic but quiet. Your nervous system learns you are trustworthy through action, not intention, not vision boards. Action. When you do what you say you will do, your body believes you. Anxiety loosens its grip because the person steering the ship keeps showing up. This is how confidence is grown, not by shouting at the storm, but by handling the rope you can reach today. One morning soon, you will stand in front of the mirror and notice it isn't an enemy anymore. Your face will look like a story you agree with. The old guilt will try one more time to sell you a smaller life. Smile at it, not with superiority, with gratitude. Its terror protected you when you were too young to know what to do. Now you know. Walk into your day like you're returning to a home you forgot you owned. Feed the rooms with music. Open the back door and let the air move. Sweep the floor and find the marble you lost when you were 9. The one you told yourself didn't matter. Put it on the windowsill. Let it catch the light. That marble is your talent you hid because someone laughed. That marble is your strange way of seeing that no algorithm can predict. That marble is the beginning of the work only you can make. Sit with someone you love and say a true thing you've been avoiding. Not an accusation, a truth about you. I pretend to be fine so you won't worry, and then I resent you for not noticing. Watch what happens. The room will hold its breath, then it will exhale. You didn't break anything. You repaired something you couldn't repair alone, the bond between your inner voice and your outer life. If the other person can't meet you there, don't panic. Not everyone can walk with you at the tempo of your becoming. You can love them and walk anyway. That is not cruelty. That is stewardship of the life entrusted to you. Sometimes, after a day of ordinary victories, emails sent, dishes washed, one paragraph worth keeping, you'll step outside and notice the stars are arranged in a way you swear you've seen before. You felt it in a dream when you were 13. You saw it in the doodle you made during a terrible meeting. You find the same pattern on a stranger's tattoo as you wait for coffee. This is synchronicity again, whispering, "Keep going." You are inside the story now. You don't have to decode it. You only have to keep participating. Keep saying yes to the good work. Keep saying no to the small betrayals. Keep putting your hands on the tools that make you alive. The pattern will unfold as you do. There is a way of standing in a storm that makes the storm respect you. Not because you're louder than thunder, but because you're aligned with something it can't bend. Call it the self. Call it God. Call it the music you hear when you are finally quiet. Whatever you name it, it is the center that doesn't move. Here is the practice. 3 times a day, stop wherever you are and breathe 3 honest breaths. Not perfect breaths, honest breaths. Inhale like you are gathering yourself back from the corners of the room. Exhale like you are giving the world exactly what you choose, not what it demands. Repeat. That's it. Simple is not small. Simple is sovereign. When you do this enough, you start making different choices. Not moralistic ones, precise ones. You stop agreeing to things that exhaust the person you are trying to become. You stop postponing joy to make room for obligations that don't require your soul. You stop arguing with people who have no intention of meeting you in good faith. You start building days you don't need to escape from. Happiness gets marketed like fireworks. Jungian happiness is more like a window you open each morning because you remembered you could. It is the taste of a ripe peach at a quiet table. It is texting a friend, thinking of you, without needing anything back. It is the warmth that floods your chest when you finish something you promised yourself you would finish. This is not small life. This is abundant life. The shadow is included. The persona is transparent. The anima/animus is dancing instead of haunting. The self is the center that smiles, and the child you were, the one who made a fort out of blankets and called it a castle, nods with approval because you finally remembered how to play. Let's return to the house with many rooms. Walk the hallway. Open every door. Let each room introduce itself. This is my anger, now a boundary with a voice. This is my desire, now a compass with consent. This is my grief, now a well where others can drink. This is my intellect, now a bridge instead of a weapon. This is my body, now a partner instead of a project. Open the old locked door one last time. The boxes are gone. In their place, a long table, a bowl of bright fruit, a window that didn't exist before. Sit. Place both hands on the table. Whisper to the one who hid here for so long, I am not here to conquer you. I am here to carry you into the light. Feel the shift. It's small. It's everything. Outside, the day is ordinary and perfect. Trash trucks, a dog insisting on a slower walk, a neighbor waving with a mug in hand. You step through your front door the way heroes step onto the road in old stories, not with trumpets, but with a bag packed exactly right and a map that's been rewritten in your own handwriting. You do not need an audience. You are not waiting for permission. You are not performing wholeness. You are living it. The war within did not end with a winner and a loser. It ended with a conversation and a reunion. The shadow shook the persona's hand. The anima/animus whispered a joke. The self turned the lights on. The child in you laughed. The lion in you guarded the door and then laid down to sleep because the house is safe now. You feel it. The simple, steady happiness of belonging to yourself. Go make something beautiful. Go tell someone the truth. Go stand in a patch of sun and let your body memorize the feeling. Then carry that light into the places that forgot. Not because you must, because you can. This is Wake Tales. If this spoke to you, like the video, subscribe and return when you're ready for the next story. Until then, stay awake. The light is already in you.